As Iranian missiles continue to strike deep inside Israel, fear and uncertainty have driven hundreds of residents to take shelter in underground train stations near Tel Aviv, turning public transport hubs into makeshift dormitories. Missiles fired by Iran on Friday set cars ablaze and triggered air raid sirens across southern Israel.
Because of we are scared about the missiles because it's very strong. Before it was not happen like this, but the situation is not good. It's very stronger the missiles. It is any problem, it will be very difficult. That's why we're coming to sleep here.
This follows a deadly week in which Iranian missile hit a hospital in Beersheba and struck residential areas in Tel Aviv, injuring over 240 people. Unfortunately, after the hit, where people were hurt and even inside the safe room, I decided to sleep here. I hope it will be short and quick, but if I have to sleep a week of my life in a train station for everything to be safer, I'll be willing to do so. The conflict which erupted on June 13 has left at least 24 Israelis and over 600 Iranians dead, according to rights groups. As missiles continue to rain down, Israel's underground rail system has become a refuge of last resort.
There's Jewish institutions there. They pray, they learn, they study, they're flourishing economically. No more money for Israel slaughter. No more money for Israel slaughter. No more money for Israel slaughter.
Reaction was, number one, Israel took a huge step on its own to attack Iran, which is such an unpredictable regime. And so I just think it's two unpredictable regimes fighting in the Middle East, and it's their war. It's not our war, and I hope it doesn't become our war. And in California, because I live in California, you know, we pay the highest gas prices in the country, you know, because maybe here that means gas prices go from $4.50 to $6 is not a reason for me to see that lives of the Iranian people should be sacrificed for the benefit of our gas prices.
I don't know, I'm kind of used to expensive gas. I don't think we need to blow up the whole country to have cheap gas.
Potentially do an awful lot of damage. Oil prices could spike. Food prices around the world could spike. It's going to probably cause a recession. It might cause inflation. It would not be, anything like this would not be good. And it would probably tank the stock market. So if Trump is concerned about business, which he seems to be, then he's playing with fire.
I'd say anyone who says they don't have a stake in this is just not paying enough attention to how war works and how things escalate. And I think if you consider that World War I and World War II, we didn't call it that until we were already several years into the conflict. So we might already be in World War III according to the history books 20 years from now. I think anyone who says that they're not involved in it, I think they got to pay a little bit more attention to it and hope that we stay out and hope that this can de-escalate as soon as possible.
I think the United States should completely stay out of it because right now Israel is just committing genocide on the Palestinian people in Gaza, and they just attacked Iran basically completely unprovoked. Iran, we should honestly, if we're going to get involved, should be on the side of Iran over Israel, because if anything, Israel, they're just criminals. Netanyahu's a war criminal. Their country is like just committing atrocities. I think the United States needs to stop funding them. It's awful. That's my opinion.
Oh, it's very concerning, but I feel like he's already kind of made up his mind. He's just trying to like placate people, I think, because it's a very unpopular sort of situation that he's getting into.
What do you think is his decision about what he's going to do?
Oh, he's going to go to war. Like I think he is going to be having like the U.S. involved in it a little bit more than probably people are looking for.
I mean, just in general, I don't see any end game. At least I'm not aware of it. Nothing's been presented. So getting into something like this, it would be very nice if one understood, is it weeks, is it months, what is the end goal?
It's been going on for so long. I don't know what the solution is, but I hate war. I look at these pictures of these poor people and the people trying to get out of Tehran now. I don't know. I mean, if we could talk instead of shooting missiles off, that would be better. But I don't think Trump is helping by all of his bellicose statements.
It all needs to stop. And the reason why is because there's innocent people that are being hurt. And I mean, and it's on both sides, but what's more important is that everyone that is innocent evacuate as soon as possible. And this hits home because I know someone who is currently there, and every day you don't know if you're going to get a call that they're going to be hurt or injured, or the worst case is that they pass away.
Well, my thoughts is that it's going to continue. And I do believe that we are probably at a point where there's no return due to the current administration. And unless that changes, nothing's going to change. So I'm praying and preparing, and I suggest everyone else do the same.
Well, China is once again flexing its military muscle around Taiwan. Taiwan's defense ministry says it has now detected 74 military aircraft around the main island in the last 30 hours itself. The ministry reported that 50 Chinese military aircraft along with 6 Chinese naval vessels were reported on Thursday, And another 24 aircraft, including fighter jets and drones, were detected as well. In response, Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te ordered defense and intelligence units to increase monitoring, warning that China's military pressure has not eased, even amid rising tensions in West Asia. And this latest incursion, it comes after British Royal Navy patrol vessel HMS Spey sailed through the Taiwan Strait on June 18th. The United States and its allies, including the United Kingdom, consider this 180-kilometer wide waterway to be international waters, open to all vessels under international law. But China sees this strait as a part of its own territory. It has a long history of reacting strongly to foreign military transits. The last UK Navy transit was in 2021, and at that time as well, China condemned the move and deployed military forces to shadow the vessel. This time was no different. China's foreign ministry condemned Britain, accusing it of using freedom of navigation as a pretext for provocation. China's military also issued a statement calling the UK's actions a deliberate attempt to cause trouble.
The People's Democratic Progress Party authorities are trying to seize the spotlight again. No matter what they say or do, this will never change the fact that Taiwan is part of China, nor will it change the historical trend of Taiwan's eventual and inevitable unification with China. Those seeking independence by using force are doomed to fail.
Assisted dying, a sensitive and contentious topic, has kicked a political storm of sorts in the United Kingdom. And after hours of debating whether to allow assisted dying for terminally ill people or not, Britain's Parliament has finally voted to legalize assisted dying, in other words, euthanasia. On Friday, 314 lawmakers voted in favour of the assisted dying bill, with 291 against the bill, thus clearing the biggest parliamentary hurdle. The law, termed as the Terminally Ill Adults End of Life, would give mentally competent terminally ill adults in England and Wales with 6 months or less left to live the right to choose to end their lives with medical help. With this, Britain also joins Australia, Canada and other countries, as well as some US states, in permitting euthanasia. Meanwhile, demonstrations broke out both for and against this legislation outside the UK Parliament, as the MPs debated if this law could be brought to life, hours before the final voting took place.
That there are different views within the public, and we have to take on board the concerns of vulnerable groups, and that's why the safeguards are so important. But I would also say that there is no one more vulnerable than someone who is dying.
Because there is no doubt that if this bill is passed in its current form, people will lose their lives who do not need to, and they will be amongst the most vulnerable and marginalised in our society.
While supporters of the law believe that this move could provide dignity and compassion to those suffering, opponents say that it could be misused as a coercion tactic, urging those vulnerable or may not in a position to make judgments to end their lives. For now, the bill proceeds to Britain's upper chamber, the House of Lords, where it will undergo months of scrutiny and will be reviewed for amendments required, if any, before being finalized into a concrete law in the future.
Brazil on Wednesday declared its commercial flocks free of the bird flu virus after observing a 28-day period without any new commercial farm outbreaks, the country's Ministry of Agriculture said. The world's largest poultry exporter began its countdown to disease-free status on May 22nd, following the complete disinfection of the farm where Brazil's only commercial outbreak was detected last month. China and other importers banned chicken imports from Brazil, which accounts for 39% of global chicken trade, pending measures to control the disease. Agriculture Minister Carlos Favero says Brazil is trying to resume exports with its trading partners. The World Organization for Animal Health must now confirm Brazil's status, according to guidelines. Brazil's first outbreak hit a chicken breeder farm in the town of Montenegro, where 17,000 birds were culled.
Hey, this is Gate E at Dodger Stadium, and what you're looking at right now is members of the community and obviously members of the media protesting the presence right here of what appear to be federal agents that are doing some sort of staging in the area. This comes after there was reports of a series of different enforcement actions in and around the LA area this morning, including at a Home Depot in Hollywood. Community members continue to mobilize when they hear these reports and show up to them, which is exactly what you're seeing right now. So they're the agents.
We're out here, we're standing up, we're not going to let that keep on going and keep happening, so we're going to boycott this area, we're going to shut down Dodger Stadium if we have to. You go back to Oklahoma or Kentucky, whatever the you're from, because you're not from Los Angeles, you're not from California, you're not from here, you pieces of That's right, you fascist pig. There's way more of us than there is of you. Know that. There's more of us than there is of you little
So this is an ongoing and developing situation here at Dodger
President Trump has directed all of our ICE officers to do everything in their power to carry out the single largest mass deportation operation in history. Illegal criminals who are hiding in America's largest so-called sanctuary cities will be increasingly targeted for removal. Radical Democrats will no longer be allowed to shelter illegals who threaten public safety as part of their cynical efforts to expand political power, drain the American taxpayer, and artificially lower wages and steal American jobs.
I say, okay, you can take 2 weeks for that approval. We're going to be sending letters out in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, to countries telling them what the deal is.
And do you still believe that Putin actually wants to end the war?
I can't tell you that, but I'll let you know in about 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. But I could answer that question better in 2 weeks or 4 weeks from now. So we can just sit down, and I'll do this at some point over the next 2 weeks. I'll tell you about that in a month from now or 2 weeks from now.
Trust President Putin. You know, in about 2 weeks.
You can ask that question in 2 weeks, and we'll see. It'll be out in about less than 2 weeks, probably. Pretty exciting, right?
เกิดขึ้นที่บ้านโฮมซิตี้นะครับสวยงามครับเพื่อนๆมาดูแล้วก็ไม่เคยเห็นนะในชีวิตสวยใหญ่เกิดขึ้นได้ยังไงไม่รู้ใครสามารถคอมเมนต์ได้ก็
นี่อยู่ที่บ้าน3 หลังนะครับนี่
Ini paling sadis. Berdiri nah.
Ini kami pantau dari posko Bokal.
चार पाँच जना चाहिँ पहिला नै हम फताली हाल्नुभयो नाति बस्नुस् भनेको मान्नु भएन हैन अब आधी घण्टा भइसक्यो यो अवस्था छ यहाँ हैन के गर्ने गर्ने
मान्छे तल एकजना दुईजना तीनजना चारजना पाँचजना सातजना आठजना एकजनाले
गाडी यस्तरी बसेको
यो बस्नु नै हाम्रो लकी हो के लकी हो भगवानले बचाउँछ रोहन बिचरा
त्यो बहिनी बल्ल भए ढोकामा आन्टी त्यही आन्टीले बचाएको दिन खस्ती होला ese sí